Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our journey. And yesterday we talked about the 手动挡, which is a translation of manual transmission, the mechanism of manual translation a little bit. So manual is a 手动. We use the hand to move the lever. And this lever, this 档, is the thing, the lever that you use to do the transmission. And today we have 手动 again in this 手动点赞. And again, this is a translation of Chinese trying to adapt to use its existing vocabulary and characters to depict something that's contemporary, that was recently born. In this case, it's about clicking likes, and Chinese call it 点赞. So you like some social media post, and this clicking like process is called 点赞. Okay, we have menu again. Hand symbol, 5-finger hand symbol. And that's that. 动. We have the muscle power on the right, because it's a farming tool, raking, farming tool. And the left side is this practice of early morning start, long day of working on the farm field. And together, it means move. It's muscle power, farming activity started moving on the soil. So this is a human figure. This is a tree with the sun embedded in between the trunks, meaning it's early morning, barely above the horizon. That's when it's hanging low among the tree trunks. And then the soil symbol at bottom. So the whole thing, this person standing on top of the soil. With the background of the tree, having the sun beaming through the tree. That's early morning farming activity together with the farming tool here. It means things are on the go, on the move. A day's labor starts. Because back then, farming activities is #1 industry. And so a lot of symbols, a lot of things about muscle, about moving, naturally comes from farming, right? Okay, so 点, we have, wow. Okay, I want to just show you how to going back. Okay, you see here, this 档, 手动档, has the bottom. This, in the second version of explanation that the story I came up with, this good and evil struggle thing, this dramatic image of this black representing the evil, and this upward pointing thing representing the good side. So this is the black we're talking about here. Again, container, cookware with fire, 2 of them underneath. So you can almost imagine a campfire, right? And it's an open fire, and then you have a cookware kind of a structure to hold hanging over there, and with a fire below it. And there are 2 of them, so supposedly pretty big fire burning something on top. And so the result of that burning, a lot of burning of fire, is the charcoal material of either wood or something that used to burn, and that's where you produce this charcoal material, and having this color black implied. So here, the color black came from the burning practice, burning during cooking. And that's kind of infer from the past practice. So for a contemporary person, it's probably kind of took us a minute to realize, okay, because of the cooking, therefore it's something burned black. So that's the origin. And the right side is a mouse symbol, kind of up tilted corner, the smiley face kind of mouse, and then with this vertical line and short horizontal line. And that, according to some scholars, this is a simple structure. Like, we cannot go any more simple. Chinese have a lot of words you can see many strokes, right? So this is a small component of that, but by itself, it stands alone as well. Just 2 strokes, that's a simple character. It's the ancient practice of fortune telling. So vertical line, horizontal line, and it could be some device used in fortune telling before. So according to some scholars, this device of one staff with right now here showing only one thing is comparable to the practice of spilling off the flower petals thing to say yes, no, kind of contemporary self-indulging fortune telling practice. But ancient times, that's probably comparable, some device that you can peel off or something, and to tell you yes or no. But we can only imagine, like back then, what device people come up with to do the fortune telling. So this fortune telling was mouth, or so mouth means somebody is reading, is interpreting, is storytelling, right? To tell you what to do or not to do. So the whole thing becomes this whole practice of the device and the interpreter, the communicator, combined, the fortune telling, the psychic reading, right? In contemporary commercialized fortune telling practice. So this is the Chinese symbol for that. You would ask, okay, now black plus fortune telling. Is it because it's black magic, so to speak? We don't exactly know. But together it means a black dot. This black dot could be something from fortune telling practice, that kind of using black color to dot on something and then tell you something. We don't exactly know the historical context of why people have fortune telling paired with black, and then it means a dot. It could be something in the past that symbolized dot, and people back then use that. So that exists in their lifetime, so they can tell what that is, but we cannot. Unless I become more knowledgeable and dig back to the past to learn the ancient practice of fortune telling, then maybe I can connect some dots of why black fortune telling means dot. So originally it means a black dot, actually, because there's a black. So this black dot then become just dot. The color black got loses and hold of the depth. See me here. What's unmute? Can you still see me? What's happening here? Oh, something is off. Is it because I'm busting fortune telling business and somebody playing a black magic on my program? But there we go, I'm back. So this black fortune telling practice somehow become black dot, and the black got removed. Like it becomes less important. Eventually this dot becomes the main concept. And then this dot in contemporary social media era becomes this click, because you just lightly tip on something, right? Almost like a point an air dot on the screen. And then that's the click practice. Okay, zan. It means sing praise of, and at the bottom come from this shell. This is the shell of the body. This is a soft body from the hard shell. So this is a physical representation of shell. And shell in ancient times used to mean money, to mean currency. Contemporary money currency is US dollar, right? So it's artificially made a piece of paper to carry some value, and people exchange through that, right? No barter anymore. Probably still some barter, but majority exchange our labor, our service, our products through currency. So ancient times, shell was used as currency. So now whenever you see shell, you instantly think about money. This is something, this is the money symbol, just like that, for ancient times. So top have 2 person symbol. So ancient Chinese have this kind of stylized person symbol, two of them, exactly duplicate twins. And then the top is a plant symbol that's kind of a trident shape and with a horizontal line, that's the ground. So ground level, grow some plant. And this honestly, icon of this person around the head, right? Around the head of that abstract person symbol with the plant on top, calls for the image from The Last of Us, the zombies. They become fungus infested non-human being, right? With the rest of the human body parts, they can still move, but the head was fully occupied by the fungus and become basically a plant over there. So I don't know, language creators back then probably don't have such a zombie image because it's a later creation, it's imagined. But here, according to some scholars, it's about walking this, because this trident shape growing above the ground looks pretty similar to the foot symbol. And foot symbol is because ancient times we have 5 toes, right? But just like sometimes we abstract things into 3. We have a 3-finger hand symbol. We also have a 3 toes foot symbol. And this 3 toes foot symbol looks kind of similar, except over here it's kind of connected. And then there's a kind of a cactus looking sideways going. So this kind of similarity have this crossover effect of later on people write it as a plant symbol, but originally it was written as a food symbol, and some copy writers didn't copy it correctly, and things got misinformation later on. So that's one story. So if it is a food symbol instead of a plant symbol, what I mean, that means somebody is walking in front of you. So this is the second person, the first person. So the foot of the first person is already ahead of the second person. And therefore, the second person is walking behind, is marching forward, is following the footsteps, so to speak, of its foregoers. So this following one person after another person's foot, and again, do it again. This means like marching forward. You can almost view it as a group of people marching forward. And how does that come into place? Okay, according to some scholars, this is use money to almost bribe, or as an ancient practice of if you're a traveling merchant and you want to do business to a faraway place, right? People you don't establish business relationship yet. How are you going to meet their leaders? You're going to, so to speak, bribe, right? To show your, appreciation, or upfront payment, right? You're going to use currency back then to almost buy your way into the trade. And there's footsteps and marching forward, in my view, is simply establishing such a connection so that trade can start it. And eventually this find your way into something got abstracted into your praise. So instead of using financial praise, we use a verbal praise nowadays to mean praise. But I guess ancient times, that's the right way to praise the new faraway trade partners, land master, something like that. Okay, so that's 手动点赞. Together, it means manually use your hand, move your hand. That's manually, right? And 点 is this I guess it's a mouse symbol, right? 点 is a mouse to click on the one dot, and then that's how you click. And then 赞 is this praise, this ancient money buying goodwill, so to speak. Okay, so together it means 手动点赞 means manually like something. And I was always wondering, like, why do you even say manually like something? That shows actually the human efforts, because nowadays the things are so cheap when it comes to the digital world, right? We have a free content, a freedom, so to speak, of a lot of things. Not freedom, is it? What is it called? A freemium. So freemium economy, right? And then to gain somebody's personal like, it's quite an ask. Like eventually, like a social media will compete for attention and also liking from the viewers. So Chinese coined this phrasing of pairing this manually and this liking practice of the social media click like practice. I guess to capture this, I personally do this, go out of my way to do this click for you, so that because it is so good, it motivates me enough to even click it for you. Because most of the time as viewers, we just view, we don't really respond in any way, right? We passively view, keep things to ourselves. But if we are going back the signal, sending back that you like it, or even comment, or even share, like all that is extraordinary out of the way practice. It's not the bare minimum of viewership behavior, right? So that motivates Chinese come into, like, whoever created means like, I'm going out of the way, I'm manually doing this super costly thing for an audience to show that I'm truly support you. So if you're viewing this, can you give me a manually like, just to practice this 手动点赞？OK， 开始 interconnect thinking by one today with Sophie.